Hello students, I am Babita and today I am going to teach you biology of ninth class, and the first chapter of biology is cell, the fundamental unit of life. We might have studied this chapter in our previous classes also, but in ninth class we have to read it in some elaborated form. So let's begin the chapter, cell, the fundamental unit of life. Even before we start the chapter, let us see the contents that we have to cover in this chapter. The contents are: first, what is cell? We have to read in this section that what is cell, the definition of cell. Second point, we have to read it that discovery of cell, that who discovered cell, discovery of cell. Third is cell theory, who discovered cell theory and what are the points in cell theories. Fourth point is that we will read in this section is number, shape and size of cell. Number, shape and size of cell. So let us start. Our first topic is what is cell. So let us say the definition of cell, that is, cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Okay, just as a building is made up of bricks, non-living things are made up of atoms, and matter surrounding us are made up of particles. Similarly, all living organisms are also made up of a certain basic element, and that is cell. So cell is called the structural and functional unit of life. As the name of chapter suggests, fundamental. What is the meaning of fundamental? Fundamental meaning means simplest or basic. Okay. So cell is the simplest or basic elements or things by which any living creature are made up of. So this is called, cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Okay, now the question arises that why it is called structural. It is called structural because structure of all living organisms are made of cells. Living organisms are made of cells. Structure of all living organisms are made up of cells, so it is called structural unit. And why it is called functional unit? Because the cell has to perform all the important function of our body that is important for the survival of an individual, that is respiration, digestion, excretion. All our body processes are performed by the cells. I hope you all understood the meaning of this definition, that cell is the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Now moving ahead, second point is discovery of cell. Discovery of cell. In this section we will see who discovered cell. So Robert Hooke in the year 1665 discovered cells. What he did? He took a slice of cork under his self-made microscope and found a honeycomb-like structure which he named as a cell. Also, the meaning of this cell is closed room or compartment. The cell discovered by Robert Hooke was dead cells. Another question arises here that what is slice of cork? What is slice of cork? Slice of cork is the part of a bark of a tree. A part of bark of tree. And the what is bark? Part of bark of tree. Bark is the outermost layer of trees. Slice of cork. And also about microscope. And also the question arises that what is microscope? So microscope is an instrument that can be used to see very tiny objects that we cannot see with our naked eyes. We will read more about microscope in later sections. So next our topic is cell theory. Okay. One of the German botanist named M.J. Schleiden in 1838 and Theodor Swan another German zoologist Swan in 1839 collectively given the cell theory. Okay, M.J. Schleiden in 1838 and Theodor Swan in 1839 given few points in the cell theory, and later on another German physiologist named Rudolf Virchow in the year 1855 given added some few points in the form of phrase, and his phrase was omnis cellula e cellula. That means cells arise from pre-existing cells only. Okay, so let us see what are the points given by them. Cells are basic unit of all living organisms. All living organisms whether it is plant, animal, insect or any type of living organisms are made of cells. Cells are basic unit of all living organism. And the third point given by Rudolf Virchow, that phrase is omnis cellula e cellula. And the meaning of this phrase is cells arise from pre-existing cells only. Pre-existing cells only. Okay, so here are the points of the cell theory, in which first point was cell are basic unit of life and all living organisms are made of cells. Third point was omnis cellula e cellula, that means cells arise from pre-existing cells. We need a microscope to see the structure of cells, and it is also measured in microns. 1 micron is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 millimeter. Okay, so cells can be measured in these units. Now come to the point the number, shape and size of the cell. Number. On the basis of number, cells can be divided into two type of organism, unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are those organisms that are made of single cell. The organisms that are made of single cell are called unicellular organisms, while the organisms that are made of many cells are called multicellular organisms. Single cell has to perform all body functions, that is digestion, respiration, excretion, etc. While multicellular organisms, there are many cells present. So different group of cells are organized to perform different type of functions. There is division of labor. What is the meaning of division of labor? Division of labor means few group of cells will organize to form digestion. Few group of cells perform the function of digestion. Some groups perform function respiration. Because it contains many cells, so all are categorized into group of cells, and certain group of cells perform certain function, and other group of cells perform other functions. So there is division of labor in multicellular organisms. Now the example of unicellular organisms are amoeba, paramecium, while the example of multicellular organism is human being, all plants and all animals. Shape of the cells are different in different organisms. Okay, cells found in plants have different shape. Cells found in animal have different shape. Even in our body, our body is made up of million, billion or trillion cells, and the shape of cells are different. For example, if we take few examples, that most important, RBC, red blood cells. Red blood cells are circular and slightly flat in the center, so also called biconcave. So the shape of RBC is biconcave and circular. And if we talk about the shape of WBC, white blood cells, it is something like amoeba. Amoeba have irregular shape or amoeboid shape. And the main important point is that, like amoeba, WBC can also change its shape at any time, WBC. If we talk about nerve cell, it is something elongated. First, its head is hexagonal, like this body is also covered. So this long and cylindrical. If we talk about cardiac muscles, heart cells or cardiac muscle cells, its shape is also different. It must be something branched like that. Y-shaped. So this is all about shape of cells that are different in different organisms. Cell. If we talk about the largest cell, you might have heard the name of ostrich. Ostrich egg is the largest cell, measuring 135 into 170 mm. So this is the largest cell. And if we talk about the smallest cell, mycoplasma. You might have heard the name of mycoplasma, which is the smallest cell, and its size is 0.1 to 0.15 microns. And the longest cell, if we talk about the longest cell is indeed human nerve cell. Human nerve cell is the longest cell, and its measurement is 1 meter. Okay, so in this way we saw the different organisms have different shape and also different size. So largest cell is ostrich egg, smallest cell is mycoplasm, and longest cell is human nerve cells. So if we take a quick recap that what we have learned in this chapter, we first understood the meaning of what is cell. Cell is the structural and functional unit of living organisms. We also saw the discovery of cell, in which we come to know that the first cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in the 1665, and in cell theory M.J. Schleiden and Theodor Swan and later on Rudolf Virchow, all of the three collectively given cell theory. And according to them, cells are basic unit of life. All living organisms are made of cells, and the omnis cellula, e cellula means life exists from cell arise from pre-existing cells. And also we saw the number, shape and size of the cell. We also saw unicellular and multicellular organisms. So I hope you must like the video. Thank you.